What it is, what it is, what it is. What's going on? What it is, what it is. What's going on, y'all? Eat a delicious breakfast sandwich. Waiting for a few more heads to get in here. However long that's going to take. I honestly might just make this a video and just post. I'll give it a few more minutes. If I want to get a few more heads to actually engage in the conversation, then I'll probably just cut. And it's below the off-season video. 2 viewers, what's good with y'all, man? What's going on? How y'all day going so far? I gotta put in my earpods for this one. What's going on, y'all? I got 2 people watching the stream. Y'all ain't saying nothing. What's the deal, man? Show your boy some love. You know what I mean? Show me some love. Okay, Lloyd, let's tap in. Matter of fact, Lloyd, how you been, man? Since I ain't spoke to you directly since the Super Bowl, how you been first and foremost? Secondly, so this is typically how the let me go in my bedroom right now, and I can explain how the draft works. All right, so I wonder if my volume's. Hold on, let me see, because I can change. I wonder how you edit the. I wonder if you can edit the volume of this. Lloyd, can you hear me clear enough? If you could let me know first before I actually get into it. Because I'm using an older MacBook right now, so I'm not quite certain if the audio is that clear. Sorry, Ricky B. I'm in a live chat right now, bro. Can't do it. Lloyd, can you hear me clear enough? By the way. Oh man, that's rough. But can you hear me clearly on your end? Okay, cool. Let's tap into it. So The way that the NFL draft works, right? Sorry, man, this apple's delicious. Yeah, I think I can't even count because I'm in California, so I can't even count what lockdown we're currently on. So, all right, thanks. Perfect. All right. So the way that the draft works, your eligibility is based upon how many high school graduation classes you've been from the time that you left high school. So, for instance, right, I left high school in 2010. My first year eligible would have been okay. Perfect. All right, good. So my first year eligible would have been in 2000 and it would have been 2011. It would have been 2013. So I've been eligible for the 2013, excuse me, the 2014 draft, right? No, the 2013 draft. Yeah, I'd have been eligible for the 2013 draft going into 2014 season. So you have to be gone at least 3 years from the time that you leave high school to when you're in college, right? Now, everyone's road is a little different. Some guys, they do a thing which is called redshirting in college, right? So usually what happens with a redshirt, you don't see as much now because guys are getting more advanced physically and mentally. But usually what happens with a redshirt is that some guys that they kind of just want to stash them and let them, get more acclimated to the physical aspects of college, whether it be speed, strength, or even just getting the balance of just college itself within classes and being a little more strict with everything in terms of that nature. Understand the playbook. Some guys do need mental time to understand the playbooks. I used to be one of those guys. Just playbooks it's a lot, man. But there's that. So you have to be at least 3 years removed. So technically, if I redshirted my freshman year or my sophomore, whatever year, I could redshirt, play 2 actual seasons, and from there, I can lead the draft. So sometimes you see a guy where it says on the draft profile, it'll say redshirt sophomore, meaning he's really a junior because he's been on campus for 3 years, or you see a redshirt senior, which means sometimes a guy may have been on campus for 5 or perhaps even 6 years, depending on if they got an injury waiver from the NCAA. So, okay, so NFL players come from everywhere in the world, predominantly the United States. Every season, I mean, some guys are being scouted from literally like from high school. It kind of just depends. Like Trevor Lawrence, he's been scouted essentially from high school. From the first time I remember seeing him, I think he was a junior or either a senior, going into a football program called the Elite 11. Excuse me. And he's going first overall in this current draft to the Jaguars. He had a pro day. He had a pretty good pro day. But yeah, so that's kind of how it works. You go to college, you get your stuff off, you put on good film, or you're just a workout warrior that has potential. The correlation between guys that are usually good in terms of physical ability, how they translate to the NFL, is honestly always swing or miss. Oh, and on top of that, they have 7. It used to be, I think it was 12 rounds at one point. They shortened it to 7 rounds for the draft, right? So obviously, the guys that go in the first round typically are the guys that are more heralded. They're immediate starters, and their ceiling is usually like top 3 to 5 is usually Hall of Fame. Like, we're expecting you to be like, if not Hall of Fame, like perennial Pro Bowler, maybe a few All Pros. Yeah, so the process is crazy, man. For NFL franchises, for example, they'll kind of have, guys, the coaches that will have scouts, right? They'll have a general scout for, that oversees everything, that reports to them directly, or the owner or GM, however it goes, depending on the duties. Then you have regional scouts, which will be like, all right, so the U.S., they kind of bracket it off in typically 4 different regions, so 5. So we got the West Coast, so you have a scout for the West Coast that goes sees Pac-12 football, Big Sky football, Then you have somebody go to the South, so like Big 12, SEC, and then you have somebody go on the ACC East Coast aspect of it, like it was the Big East, but ACC football, and you guys that go up Northwest or the Midwest. So you got the Michigans, Ohio States, those type of schools, the powerhouses, Notre Dame. I'm also, yeah. So that's kind of how it works, man. The process is it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It is a lot. There's the late bloomer aspect of it too. The guys that are like a lot of guys that kind of max out by the time they're seniors in high school. So when they get to college, they're donezo. So yep. Okay, yeah. So technically, the NCAA is essentially the minor league. Yeah, it's the minor league. I'm not sure if you remember this, but I remember it was. I don't know if it was really considered developmental league, but I remember it was NFL Europe. If I'm not mistaken, this was in like matter of fact. Do my research on this. Hopefully, I just didn't kill the stream. What an idiot! Did I just kill? Yeah, yeah, I'm lying. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was a young pup at the time. Yeah, so the NFL Europe kind of had a developmental league for a bit. Yeah, Premier and Champions League. Yeah, NFL Europe, they shut it down in '07. Initially it was 10 teams the first year in 91, 92. And then from 95 to 07, it was only 6 teams. So basically 3-on-3 versus 3, and they rotate. But NFL Europe, I didn't really hear too many guys that came from that pipeline that ended up really having somewhat of an impact in the NFL at the time. But yeah, college is essentially college is basically like the developmental league, man. Sasquatch was good, man. Yes, sir. We in here. What's good with you, man? How you been? Yeah, man. So college is basically that's it, man. I feel it, man. I'm about to take my laptop in my car and go to work myself, man, and do a live stream from there, bro. Sheesh. Huh. What was I gonna say? Never. Let me see. James Haskell. Did James Haskell do boxing as well? I see a picture of him with the gloves, man. Oh, he made an MMA. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So they wanted him. Yeah, I wonder why they wanted him to punt. Punting is not easy. I don't know if you guys remember in the Super Bowl there was like a botched that botched punt. It was like a 25-yard punt when Kansas City was in their own territory. Uh, Punting is not easy. honestly, it's because of having to deal with the psychological warfare of the rush coming at you from the receiving team, and then just the catch alone. You know, and plus, you never know if guys are gonna miss their blocks. It's a lot that goes with it, man. Yeah, Pat McAfee was he was the best punter in the league for a while. He's the best punter, man. Pat McAfee has like a he has like a DB. He has like a DB type frame. He's not a small punter. Yeah, man. I mean, for me, for us over here, I always thought like it'd be much easier to adapt and punt in a different way. Like you said, punting, just catching the ball and then just taking a few steps and punting. I'd rather catch, be able to see whether the rush is coming strong from this side, that side, and be able to go and punt in that direction. Because depending on who the punt returner is, you have to kind of know, like, all right, we gotta keep this guy cornered, or whichever way, or go a little more centered with it, depending on who the punt returner is, for sure. Because remember, when you're punting on returns, you have to keep field integrity and keep your lanes. That's the biggest part. Currently, just basketball, really, because basketball is like gearing up, starting to gear up. We're about to get to the All-Star break. Baseball, not as much. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the steroid era for baseball is when like I was like really, really into it at the time. Steroid era for baseball that was dope. I'm not gonna lie. Even though they were cheating in terms of recovery and all that stuff, that era was dope. But I don't see as much soccer because that's not kind of the thing that I do follow. Boxing, I keep up with boxing for the most part. Boxing, UFC, not as much. It's so many different new fighters, so I don't have a hard time keeping up with that. But for sure, boxing, yeah, boxing for sure. Yeah, boxing, basketball, uh, baseball, depending what it is. I mean, the Dodgers, they finally won a World Series out here for us, so there is that. How about yourself?
That's what I don't understand, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Joshua and Fury, man. I'm very, very Anxious to see that fight. That's going to be a very, very, very interesting fight. Yeah, Notre Dame. If I'm not mistaken, Jeremy Grant's brother played there. He's not in the league anymore. But for me, college basketball, it only intrigues me once we get to March. That's when it really intrigues me. It's going to be interesting to see how this season plays out. Obviously, COVID, man. And then I'm not sure if you're familiar, but the G League, they're going to change the game. I mean, in the meantime, until kids are able to go straight from high school to the NBA, it's going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting to see how basketball plays out going forward. It's going to be interesting, man. So, yeah. But college basketball, the allure is still there, but it's not as big as it once was, in my opinion. How long have you been watching college basketball? Wait, what? Capital letter? Yeah. Oh, okay, so not that long. Who do you have? I'm so confused about this. Someone in here is a fake bot. I have no idea. Sasquatch, I have no idea. I don't know if this is a. I have no idea. I don't even think this might be a bot or someone else impersonating YouTube's community guidelines. That's so weird. I'm like, I didn't say anything crazy to get banned or kicked. That's crazy. Yeah, Lloyd, Khabib, yeah. I know Connor wanted. Wait, didn't he retire, Khabib, if I'm not mistaken? Because Connor wanted to fight him and he was like, nah, I'm good. YouTube coming for y'all. I was like, bro, I'm like, where does this guy come from? I mean, you kind of did, but then I looked at your thumbnail and I was like, your YouTube thing looks a little grainy. All right, Sasquatch, take it easy, man. You're about to shadow ban your ass from out of your YouTube, bro. I was confused. That's hilarious. I was confused. I'm like, because I'm reading the chat and I'm like, start with a capital letter. I'm like, I've never seen that before. That's good. I'm like, start with a capital letter. That doesn't even make any sense. That was good though. I like that. Hey, gang, man, appreciate it. I'm a what do you think Tom Brady does next? I see Gronk said he plans on another season. And then he gave me a thumbnail, likes up, man. YouTube community guidelines, I appreciate it because you punked the hell out of me. Look, Lloyd, let's be honest, right? Gronk's never played. Hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate all that. Yeah, man. I don't see Gronk going nowhere. He just won a ring. He would like to get paid, but honestly, Gronk is one of the few athletes. Excuse me. Let me put some respect on that man's name. He's one of the few football players that will actually have his own brand and be successful after football, if that makes sense. Whether or not he has CTE down the road, Lord forbid he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it, but he'll be fine post football and he'll make his money. So I don't think him necessarily saying, okay, let me try to get an actual, for reals, YouTube community guidelines with the dub. That was a big dubs, man. I don't see Gronk leaving. I don't see him leaving. I'd be highly shocked. Yeah, big win. I'd be highly shocked if Gronk ended up leaving. I'd be super surprised if he left. I'd be surprised. I wouldn't leave. Because honestly, the biggest thing I think we learned from the NFC this year was that it was wide open. It was more open than we realized it than it was really. The NFC was much more open than we realized than it was in years past. So we'll see what New Orleans does. Maybe Deshaun Watson may head to the NFC. We'll see if Dak maybe goes to the 49ers, because if they can get that unit back going again, maybe improve the secondary. I know Sherman wants to cut, but let's see what certain teams will end up doing in this offseason. We'll see what they do. Yeah, that YouTube guidelines fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was on my phone. I don't know if you can see. I was on my phone looking like, hold on, let me type this in. Let's see. Hold on, move. It's like when you're on an old MacBook, it just moves slower and it's just so much more frustrating. I can't even see your comments right now, Lloyd, because I'm trying to. There we go. How long do you think Brady has left? I think someone asked me in the Super Bowl stream. He's 43. I give him a few more years. I give him. It's like every time we say like how much more years does he have, we say like, oh, he has this and this. He's 43 right now. Hold on, let me double check how old Tom is. I think he's 43. Siri, how old is Tom Brady? Yeah, he's 43. Moms. I think Brady has. I think he's gonna retire after his next one if he does win another one. But all right, Thomas, we get it, bro. We get it.